Hi, I'm Teddy, your Google Workspace and Gmail strategist. And the question I got asked this morning is, how can I create indents in Google Sheets? And I'm going to show you an idea that I have, since there is no actual function in Google Sheets for indent. But before I do, hit that subscribe and notify button, because I create all this content for you. This is just one idea. There probably are lots of different ideas that you can use to simulate indents in Google Sheets. Very simply, what I'm doing here, and I'll show you how I did this in a minute, what I'm doing here is I started my first piece of data in column A, and my second, third, and fourth sets of data in column B. And that gives me just a very simple way of showing some kind of an indent. And I can change the width of column A to change the amount of the indent. Now let me show you how I put this together, and how so maybe it's something that you can use. I'm gonna hit the plus, open up another sheet. Now I'm gonna put my first piece of data right here. Now I wrote my first piece of information here, but it's too long to read. It stretches out all the way across the page. So how do I fix that? Well, let's do this. First of all, I'm going to highlight, because I want it to go only to column H. So I'm going to highlight cell A1 all the way over to cell H1. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to merge these cells together. So all that data is A1 through H1, but it still needs to be, you can't see it all because it extends over. But I'm going to go over here and hit the wrap button, and I'm going to wrap this text. Look at that. All my text is in A1 through H1, and I wrapped it so it's all right there and easy to read. Now, how do I create the next piece of information? Well, what I did was I started my next piece of data in cell B2. I'm going to actually make cell A1, or column A1, a little narrower, so I have less of an indent. Now I'm going to put in my information, then indent it in B2. Now again, it's too long and I can't read it all. So I'm going to highlight B2 all the way over to H2. I'm going to merge it, and then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to wrap it with the wrap button. And that's my next hunk of data, or set of data, indented in by putting it in B2. Now I want to put some data below there. So let me put some data. So I put some data in there as I'm trying to emulate a sales report. And then now I can do this again with another, start from A, go to B. Furthermore, I could, if I want to, I could put even more, indent another one just by simply, watch this. So I just wrote my next statement below B, and then I indented by moving to the next column and put the next piece of data in column C. Look, this is not an indent function. This is a tactic to make your text look like it is indented, make your information look like it's indented. It may not be what everybody needs, but it is a way of simulating an indent in a Google Sheet. Oh, one more thing. When you go to print this, it's going to include the lines. So if you don't want the lines, what you need to do is you need to create the grid lines out. If you have to under View, Show, Grid Lines. And now when you go to print, the grid lines will be out. And I got landscape, I want it in portrait. I'm Teddy, your Google Workspace and Gmail strategist, trainer, and coach. And I hope this is helpful for you.